Do this first in Season 2. That's right. Don't waste your time. Do this first before you begin doing all your raid kills and everything else. These are some shit that you want to get done as soon as servers go back up, or at least in this first week of Season 2. Here we go from Kalani.
Hey folks, this is Kalani. Season 2 of Midnight is finally here, which means we have a whole bunch of new content to dive into and a lot more ways to gear up. But there are a few quests that you want to make sure you get done right away so you can get even more gear from your bountiful delves, and some rewards that help you get up to item level 331 gear very quickly in the first week of the season. We can also finally unlock a fast travel option between the Coiled Isle and Silvermoon, so let's go over what you should do first in Season 2 of Midnight to progress a bit faster and easier. Now before we jump in, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss another video. The first thing I would do is pop by Liadrin's tent in Silvermoon and pick up the weekly quests there. You should be able to get the Unity Against the Void weekly quest, so just pick whatever option aligns with the content that you'll be doing most, and then grab the Trailing Xalatath weekly quest
I do want to say,
well.
Don't forget the importance of Apex caches early in a season. Obviously, every single cache that you get is going to give you coffer key shards and all that other shit. You'll get full coffer keys right behind my picture here. So make sure those first two caches every single week are important to get, because you'll be able to get extra shit from them.
Is both very easy and very quick to complete, so it's probably the most efficient weekly quest available right now. You want to pick up your weekly quests early, so you're passively completing them as you work on other content. Hopefully these don't bug again like they did last week, where NA could only pick up one quest for most of the week. Now both of these weekly quests will reward you with a Spark of Tides. Our spark cap is 4 in the first week of the season, so no matter how many you got last week, you should be able to get 4 total during this week.
Which means your two-handed crafted weapon.
If you weren't able to get 2 sparks last week for whatever reason, you'll need to pick up some extra weekly quests to get those missing sparks. The 2 Silvermoon weekly quests provide 2 of your sparks, so if you need more than that, you'll need to look into the Curse Surge weekly quest on the Coiled Isle. That should provide you with another spark as long as you haven't reached your cap of 4. And then if you still need more at that point, you'll need to look towards the PvP weekly quests instead. These can be picked up from Zarella in Silvermoon. Between all of these various weekly quests, you should be able to get 4 sparks total, even if you start this week with 0. Getting your 4th spark will let you craft 2 pieces of gear right away, or a 2-handed weapon if your class can use one.
If your class can use one, do the 2-handed weapon. That's the biggest boon right now to your damage and everything else. People who craft their 2-handers this week are probably going to be doing big dick damage.
Making a 2-handed weapon is usually preferable for casters, as it saves you a lot of crests when you upgrade them. With myth crests being available from Mythic Plus dungeons and a handful of other sources, you can craft item level 331 gear with your sparks this week, which will provide you with a huge power spike. Moving on, if you did anything at all last week, chances are you have a weekly vault to open on reset day, so go check out what rewards you have to choose from. Our rewards are limited to champion gear for this first vault, and you won't be able to pick up a bonus roll, so we'll be hoping for a piece of tier set gear to help you on your way to your 4 set bonus.
Yeah, I was saying it this morning, if you see tier set, and we just talked about the percentage boosts, get the tier set. Try to get that 2 set as quickly as possible. So that way you can, start to get those damage buffs, and then go obviously for the 4 set so you can start getting catalyst charges too.
Or a powerful trinket to give you a decent power boost. If you want to maximize your weekly vault rewards, I would wait until you've completed other weekly content like getting your free hero track piece of gear from Delves, spending all your coffer keys on champion gear, and clearing the raid if that's on your to-do list. Choosing a vault reward towards the end of the week ensures you don't overlap your rewards as much as possible, but if you'd rather get that gear upgrade early, that's totally up to you. It's also worth mentioning that because the gear rewards are limited to champion in this first week, it's not a terrible idea to pick up the tokens of merit constellation currency at the bottom and then buy a socket item from the vendor after you get a hero or myth track piece of gear you can use it on. That is a bit boring in my opinion, but it could be efficient in the long run, so again, it's ultimately up to you. From next week onwards, you can pick up bonus rolls in your weekly vault, which are almost always better versus choosing a piece of gear if you are doing high-end mythic dungeons or clearing the raid on heroic or mythic, simply due to the way the bonus roll loot table removes duplicate items. To get a bonus roll, you will need to have at least 3 options unlocked in your vault, so just make sure you always have 3 weekly vault rewards every single week if you want to stockpile bonus rolls moving forward.
Yeah, this will be a big thing going forward, and so we watched some videos previously where people were like, oh, you got to fill out a row. It's not a row. You don't got to fill out an entire 3 in a row. You can basically do just the first 3 of every single row here. So whatever it is, it's just a combination of any 3. You could do 2 of the mythic for dungeons, mythic plus, and then just do a couple raid boss kills, whatever you want. There just has to be any combination of 3 here. We'll give you a shot at unlocking the bonus roll.
After that, you want to swing by Astalor's Sanctum and pick up the new prey quest, A Slithering Threat. To complete the quest, you just have to hunt one of the new prey targets on Nightmare difficulty. You should pick up the prey weekly quest and Nightmarish task at the same time for some easy hero crests, and it should reward you with a scale-bound Herald's Flute to summon the Season 2 Delve Nemesis. You want to do this even if you don't really enjoy the prey system or you don't need the gear rewards because you plan on spamming some Mythic Plus dungeons later. Working through this questline will unlock a portal from Astalor's Sanctum over to the Coiled Isle, as well as a portal back. Yeah. This is the only fast travel option available to quickly go from Silvermoon to the Coiled Isle, so whether you're wanting to quickly get over to the Altar of Fangs dungeon, get over to the Venomous Abyss raid, or just go back and forth to make completing quests much faster, this portal is a huge unlock that will save you so much time in the long run.
Yeah, and that portal is good. Another thing people have been telling me about this entire week is like, oh, you can use the Amani Troll portal basically from the neighborhoods and then set your hearth to the cantina. So you can always go from the cantina back to Silvermoon, or you can go to the housing shit and then go straight to the, what's it called, Coiled Isle. So that's another portal systems everyone's using. But eventually the Amani Troll endeavor will be gone from the neighborhoods, and then the portal will change. The one thing that won't change is if you do the prey system, you get that portal. That'll be there the entire season.
It's worth noting that you don't actually have to complete the prey quest line if you don't want to. As soon as the portal is open, you can just move on to other things if you would prefer, though completing the quest line does introduce you to some curious new prey features, like enabling the Curse of the Isle to earn new rewards in the Coiled Isle zone. You'll also be able to collect ossified relics, which you can turn into haunted braziers to summon a special prey boss that drops corrosive souls, corrosive coins, champion crests, and hero crests, and this does seem to be repeatable as long as you have enough relics to hand in. So this could be a good way to farm crests if you aren't doing group content. As soon as one character has opened the portal, it should be available to all of your alts as well, so getting it done once can save you a bunch of time, and you can happily swap your Hearthstone back to Silvermoon or anywhere else you fancy. I would recommend you complete the Prey weekly quest before moving on by doing 3 Nightmare Prey hunts total. That will give you the 2 pieces of champion gear from the Nightmare Prey hunts and the Nemesis summon item from handing in the weekly quest, which lets you grab a Trove Hunter's bounty map much faster when compared to the Vaults of Italotech weekly quest. Completing Nightmare Prey hunts will also reward you with a good chunk of Coffer Key shards, which you'll need if you want to use restored Coffer Keys in Bountiful Delves for some easy champion gear. With that out of the way, I would pop by Valera in Silvermoon to work through the Season 2 Delve introduction quests. As part of the first couple of quests, you get a free Delve-related transmog unlock, which is always nice, but you'll also be given 2 restored coffer keys for free, which lets you open 2 additional coffer chests this week, giving you an extra 2 pieces of champion gear.
You see, this is why we watch Kalani. Look at that, 2 coffer keys right there. I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, that quest line also unlocks 3 new poisons for Valera, which seem to be quite situational, but could end up being very useful in your Tier 11 Bountiful Delve adventures. From here, you can go grab your Trove Hunter bounty map and your weekly piece of hero track gear. The Prey weekly quest from earlier should have given you an item to summon the Delve Nemesis. You can use that item after reaching the checkpoint in any Delve and on any difficulty. So you can do this on Tier 1 to make it super easy if you really wanted to, but just to be efficient with your time, I would do it on a Tier 8 or above Bountiful Delve, so you can use the map right away and also get the other rewards from your run. After fighting off the Nemesis, or after dying if they prove to be too much for you, they'll leave behind a cache of goodies which will contain a
Oh, wow.
Trove Hunter's Bounty
There's
map
another
if
one.
you haven't already gotten one in that week. The maps are once per week, so unless something bugs out or breaks, you won't be able to double up on your maps. If you're in a tier 8 or above delve, go ahead and use that map.
I mean, you can only use one map per week, right? Like, isn't there a limit on that? So, like, I mean, as many ways as he's told us to get maps this week, you can technically only use one in a week. I don't know if I'm wrong about that, but I always thought there was a hard limit on how many you could use. I don't know. Someone correct me in chat. Yeah. He just said that. Okay. Yep. So good. I'm not paying attention then. That's good. That's good. Okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure.
Finish your delve and you'll have a hidden
literally
trove at
just
the
said
end with your piece of hero track gear in it. I would also highly encourage you to only use your maps
I think I was
on
distracted
tier
by the
8 or
giant
above
snake on the
delves,
screen.
especially if you're a solo content player. You won't have many options for hero track gear, so make sure you use your maps properly. Now, if for some reason the Prey Weekly quest doesn't give you the item to summon the Nemesis, you'll need to pop down into the Vaults of Italu-Tech to complete the weekly quest down there. That will give you a Trove Hunter's Bounty map to use in your tier 8 or higher delve runs to secure your hero track piece of gear for the week. Ideally, you would get the map via the Prey Weekly quest, as the vaults aren't quite as rewarding and the weekly quest can take much longer to complete, but if you're a solo content player, you'll probably be doing the vault quests anyway after you run out of other content to do. If you want to farm some more champion gear right now, every bountiful delve you run on tier 8 or above is another piece of champion gear, as long as you have a restored coffer key to open the locked box at the end. This is some of the easiest gear in the game you can get, partly because you're guaranteed a piece of gear at the end of your run, instead of having to get lucky with dungeon drops, and partly because Valera can carry you through most delve runs anyway. The new curios in patch 12.1 are also insanely strong, so clearing tier 11 delves should be easy even if you're a bit under-geared. You should also be able to get 8 keys this week, 6 from converting coffer key shards into keys, and then 2 free ones from the Delve Intro quest. You should get plenty of coffer key shards from your Nightmare Prey hunts and all the weekly quests and activities, or any open world content you take
I would say, like, this week, coffer key shards are OP, man. Running those delves with those coffer key shards, damn. All that gear just from that shit. I think this is a great way to gear out this week. Obviously, then just run raid and do delves. I mean, you're going to gear out real fast. Without even stepping into Mythic Plus, you can get real geared this week.
Like the Vaults of Italu-Tech and the events in that zone. So just knock out a couple of bountiful delves per day throughout the week and spend those keys for some easy gear upgrades. As long as you did all of the available story quests in the first week of the patch, you should be able to pick up a new quest this week in the Coil Dial that asks you to clear the Venomous Abyss raid. If you plan on heading into the raid on normal or higher difficulty this week, make sure you pick up this quest before you plunder the new raid. When you hand the quest in, you'll be able to choose between 2 different champion rings, one with Haste Mastery and the other with Crit Verse. Now, champion loot isn't all too special, with every other content option open for play now that the season has started, but getting to choose the stats on a ring isn't too bad, and if you're clearing the raid anyway, it's just a free piece of loot. The story mode for the raid will open up next week, which will let you complete this quest more or less for free, so even if you don't really raid yourself, picking up and completing this quest will be more than worth it. If you're interested in the story and where we go from here, you can keep working through the rest of the campaign quests to see where we might be heading next. Something else that should be on your list of things to do early is take down the Season 2 Delve Nemesis. The first time you defeat the Nemesis on the higher difficulty, you'll get 30 hero crests and 30 myth crests that do not count towards your crest caps. So they're basically a bonus reward.
That's right,
if you haven't killed the Nemesis on the lower difficulty yet, you'll get an additional 30 hero crests when you clear the higher difficulty, which also don't count towards your crest caps. So everyone will want to get this done at some point early on in the season. The best part is that while the achievements are locked behind clearing the Nemesis all by yourself, these first time rewards are not. You can go in with a full group, which will make it much easier, and everyone gets their extra crests. That gets you almost halfway to your item level 331 crafted gear, so it's definitely worth doing. Something else that is totally worth doing is hopping into the first wing of LFR that just opened this week, even if you intend on clearing the raid on higher difficulties. Unfortunately, there's only one piece of tier gear on offer in the first wing, which is the headpiece that can drop from the Twin Fangs encounter. Still, if you happen to get lucky, that headpiece would get you one step closer to your Season 4 set bonus and the Season 2 Catalyst Unbound achievement, which will let you earn additional Catalyst charges from completing endgame content, which will let you convert your higher item level gear much faster in the next week and the week after that. With the changes to the Catalyst making it much harder to get a perfect tier set item, you're going to want to complete your 4 set and earn this achievement as quickly as possible, and an extra piece of tier gear from LFR could get you that achievement a week or more earlier. So even if you don't usually raid, getting in some LFR clears is definitely worth the time and effort.
And he's emphasized it too in this video, but getting your tier set, at least your 2 set, and then going for the 4, that's the most important thing right now. That's the rat race, because getting that is going to start letting you loot those extra catalyst charges. And this season's different than previous seasons because you can convert all those cantrip items, which are just items with extra abilities attached to them, into tier gear, and they keep the cantrip ability. So it's really important right now to get those extra catalyst charges, because this season, unlike previous ones, it's not just about getting the 4 set. It's about getting the best version of your 4 set. So there's going to be plenty of conversions happening this season.
From here, it's totally up to you and what kind of content you like to take part in. Every seasonal activity is open right away, so you can jump into Mythic Plus dungeons to start farming hero gear, hero crests, and myth crests. Every difficulty of the new raids are open, so you can venture back into the Tidebound Grotto to try and get some easy gear upgrades on normal, heroic, or even flex mythic difficulty, or you can start working on the Venomous Abyss raid for those sweet gear upgrades. If you're more of a PvPer, the rated PvP season is now open for play, so you can start gearing up over there instead. And then solo content players mostly have the Nightmare Prey Hunts, the Bountiful Delves, and the Vaults of Italotech to keep them busy. But that's everything we would recommend you do first in Season 2 to hit the ground running and progress a bit faster. So that's it for this video. What kind of content are you going to be spending your time working on? Mythic Plus dungeons, the new raids, or smashing some skulls in PvP? Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. A big thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon and to all of our members here on YouTube. You can see their names on screen. If you're interested in supporting the channel, you can find links in the description or click the join button just below the video. If you enjoyed the video or found it useful in any way, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you're always kept up to date. Thanks for watching, folks. Good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.
Sam will be smashing a skull in PvE. True. Great video. It's a good one. Look, the whole thing about doing this stuff is make sure you pick up all the quests he mentioned before you start going through your raids and your Mythic Plus and everything. It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. There's plenty of this shit that's just going to overlap with the regular things you're going to be doing to kick off this season. So best thing is to pick up those quests, and you can start getting all your coffer keys and everything else this week, and your bountiful troves and all that other shit as you progress through this week and start gearing out, because Season 2 is now live. Nice video overall from Kalani.